So we got to talk farming just for a minute, but not the type of farming that you're probably thinking about.
We're talking specifically about urban farming, as in chickens in your backyard right in the middle of town. Very Indiana. Something that started to catch on over the last few years, and now as communities figure out how to regulate it, in some cases it's still ruffling feathers.
Hi ladies, watch out.
Meet Amanda Dilley and her backyard chickens.
You want it?
To say she adores them would be putting it mildly.
As you can tell, they all look identical, so they all are named Pam.
She and her family decided to try urban farming when they returned from a military assignment overseas, and they specifically sought out Bargersville.
If you look downtown, there's this big mural painted on one of the buildings that says a growing community rooted in agriculture. So we were like, great, this is the exact place we want to live.
While the zoning code does prohibit livestock in town, Amanda looked up the USDA definition of the word livestock, and
livestock includes, cows, horses, sheep, pigs. Poultry is a whole separate category.
she says some of her neighbors already had chickens anyway, so the Dilleys moved in and built their coop. But this summer, 5 years later,
we got a letter saying that we were in violation of an ordinance because the ordinance said you can't have livestock. And I was like, we don't have any livestock. We have chickens.
Turns out a neighbor had complained to the town about it. And as for chicken not being considered livestock, well, that depends on which dictionary you're using.
she says Bargersville used the Cambridge Dictionary, which does define chickens as livestock. The town code also mentions a $100 a day fine. Remember, the Dilleys have had about 6 hens for 5 years. In town,
Do you have a feeling one way or another on that?
Yes and no. You know, I feel like if you give them permission to keep one, I think that's going to open up the can of worms, and everybody's going to want a goat or, you know, a turkey or something like that.
You know, if they maybe have a limit on them, I don't have a problem with it.
a growing number of communities are allowing them with limits. Indianapolis updated its zoning code to allow up to 12 chickens per household. In Brownsburg, on larger lots, you can have up to 4. Amanda Dilley says it's now Bargersville's turn to decide.
I don't know. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm obviously hopeful.
So the town manager told me in an email they have suspended any fines against the Dilleys for now. They're working with them. The town council is looking into the issue to perhaps clarify the code or even change it, but nothing's decided just yet. So if you look up the USDA definition of livestock, apparently that is separate from poultry. So who knew?
I hope that they can get it worked out where there's a compromise somewhere for everyone.
Hopefully so.
Yeah.